Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, I think this is one of the most beautiful projects I've ever done. Stay tuned. Y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that each and every one of you stopped by today. Thank you so much for thinking enough of me to include me in your day. I truly appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed today's video because, like I said, I think it's one of the most beautiful projects I've done in a very long time. And I think that you'll probably agree with me. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera to give you a closer look. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. All right, y'all, so here's a close-up look at today's beautiful project. I titled it Beautiful because it is. When finished, it measures 8 by 7 by 1, and it is spectacular. So what we have here is a magnetic top, and you can hear those magnets. I used 2 on the bottom. But when we open it, what we have is a beautiful, beautiful set of writing paper, note paper, whatever you want to call it. It is beautiful and it coordinates well with this set. So if you wanted to give someone a very quick note, or you just like writing things down on pretty paper, y'all, this is the way to go. We don't always have to do a note card. Note cards are a lot of fun, but sometimes we just want some pretty paper on which to write. But before we do proceed with the project, I want to thank all of you for supporting my note card series, because y'all, it's been one of my most popular series, and that's because of you. Those of you who truly appreciate and know what I'm trying to do on the channel. You know that when I do a series, I will try to give you as many options as possible. And that's what we're doing with our note card series. So thank you so much for showing up and being positive about what I'm trying to do on the channel. So we're going to take this and we're going to close it. And you can hear that beautiful magnetic snap. Y'all, here's what we're going to need to make it. It's not going to be a whole lot. You don't need a lot in the way of supplies. So what I have here is some of that Red River 8.5 by 11, 32-pound paper. It has that nice, beautiful coating on it. So look how it accepts the ink. It's just gorgeous. I wish you could see it in person. It is absolutely gorgeous. How many you choose to use is going to be up to you, but I'll show you how we get 2 sheets from this one 8.5 by 11. So I think that I have 3 sheets here, so I'm going to be getting 6 sheets in all. But when we go back to this, in here currently I have 20 sheets. So my guess is you can probably get 60 sheets in this box, no problem. And what a beautiful craft fair presentation this would make. And then I have 2 pieces of 12 by 12, double-sided, and it is that 330 GSM. And then I have some scrap that I'll be using for this part of the project right here. So let me show you just how easy this is. We're going to go ahead and just cut down our paper. So I'm going to take my 3 sheets, and first I'm going to trim them down to 7.5 because we want to make sure that they will fit in our box. Then I'll take these on the 11-inch side and we're going to cut at 5.5. That is going to give us 6 pieces of 5.5 by 7.5, and that is a beautiful size to be able to write those nice little notes. Now we're going to make our box, and for those of you who don't know this, my printer prints 12 by 12, but it does not print 12 by 12 borderless. So in some cases I will leave the white border, and this is one of those cases. So all I'm going to do is we are going to score at 1 and at 2. Then we're going to turn it once, turn it twice. That 1 and that 2 are now over here, and we'll score at 1 and at 2 again. Then I'll turn it once. The direction in which you turn it really doesn't matter when you're turning it once. And I'm going to score at 4 and at 5. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to go back over my scores on the opposite side. And the reason why I'm doing this is because my paper is very thick. So I just want to make my scores as flexible as possible. So I am just going over the scores that I made. So then we're going to take our second sheet of 12 by 12 and we are going to cut it down to 10 by 12. And then we're going to score at 1 on the 10-inch side, rotate it to the opposite 10-inch side, and score at 1 again. Then we'll turn it once, and we are going to score at 4 and at 5. And I'm just going to flip it over, and we're going to go back over our scores again on the opposite side. And then on this piece, I'm going to go ahead and fold it here so you can see what I'm talking about. On this larger side, I am just going to trim off a little bit from the bottom, and I'm going to trim off about 1/4 inch. You can trim off as much or as little as you like, but I just decided to trim off 1/4 inch. So now we are just going to fold and burnish all of our scores, and I'm giving them a nice crisp burnishing. So I'm going to take my finger blade, and where I have my score marks, I am just going to angle on both sides of the score mark like this. Then I'll just angle in a little bit here, as well as a little bit here. So now I can take my glue, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put glue down, and we are going to fold over these pieces. So let's just get these folded over and nice and stuck. And I think something like this would make a great, great gift. Y'all, it is okay to give note cards and stationery as a gift. We go to the store and we buy it. Why not make it to give it as a gift? And I will have this paper collection available on my website, but please don't think that you cannot make this project unless you have my papers. That is absolutely not the case. If you have purchased papers from somewhere else and you like your papers, go ahead and use yours. Your project will be just as pretty as this one. I'm showing these papers because I like them, but that doesn't mean that you can't make the project if you don't have them. So I'm going to take this and set it to the side. We're going to bring in the piece that we scored first. And again, we're going to go ahead and fold and burnish all of our scores. I think there's a common misconception that if you don't have the papers that I have, you can't make the project. None of us have the same papers, so that's the beauty of paper crafting. You have your style, I have my style, and sometimes we meet in the middle, and sometimes we don't. And sometimes our styles are the same and sometimes they aren't, but please use the papers that you have. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and right in this section here, we're going to have these little flaps. Now we're going to have two scores, one here and one here. We go up to the second score mark, and we're going to drag straight down the middle of the score mark. Do the same thing here. Then I am going to reduce this, and let's just go ahead and angle this. Do the same thing over here. Go to that second score mark and drag straight down. Go to the second score mark and drag straight down. Can y'all believe we're almost finished with our project? Now we have our piece like this. We're going to take these pieces and fold them in like that. Then we're going to take these two pieces, add some glue to both, and we attach them to the tab. So let's do that. I'm going to take my glue, and now I'll take this piece and I'm just going to line it up with the bottom, making sure that I get everything nice, tight, and crisp. We'll go in with the big old spatula, get that nice and stuck. Then we're going to do the same thing over here. I'll take my glue, put my glue on that tab, and we are just going to join it to this piece, getting it nice, tight, and crisp. So now we're going to fold these over like that. And here's the beauty of how we're going to put this box together. We're going to take this piece, bring it up, and then we wrap it around to the back side. But before I do, on my outer flaps here, I'm just going to angle a little bit at the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue, put some glue on these pieces like that. And y'all, all we do is we take it, stand it up, make sure that that bottom is even right there, and we fold over. Now I am going to tuck in just a little bit of glue right there so that I can keep this nice and tight as well. So I just snuck in a little bit of glue right there. So I'm going to grab my ruler. I'm going to go in and make sure that I have a nice stick on everything. And then we do the same thing over here. So I'm going to take my glue, add my glue to these side pieces and the piece that wraps around to the back. Then I'm going to take a little bit of glue and put just a little bit there so that we can make sure the front stays nice and stuck. Then I'll line up the score mark and I'll fold over, and I'm going to make sure that the bottom is nice, tight, and right. And now we just get this stuck. Wasn't that crazy easy? I'm going to go in with my ruler, get everything nice and stuck. And now we're going to take this piece, put it on like this, and this is how we get the top flap. So I am going to take my glue, place my glue right here. Don't want to get glue on the score mark. And we're going to place some glue over here. Then I'm going to place just a little bit of glue across the back right there. Now I'll take it, and from the front I'm just going to try to line everything up nice and even. Let's look at it from the side to make sure that we have the two sides nice and even, and then I just press it together. So now I can open it. I'll go in with my handy dandy ruler. Get everything nice and stuck. And so y'all, now we have our little flip top box. I am going to take some magnets, and I'm going to place my magnets right here. I could have placed the magnets on the inside, but I'm putting them on the outside because I do get a lot of comments that it's hard for some to do the magnet placement. So trying to keep it as simple as possible. Want to make sure that that's going to go over, and it is. Take my next magnet, put this magnet right here, and y'all, I'm using the 6mm by 1mm magnet. I believe these are in my Amazon storefront, which is in the description box. So I am going to take a little bit of washi, and this is really a very low tack washi, so it doesn't have a whole lot of stick to it, so it won't mess up my paper, hopefully. And I am just going to put that down right there to keep my magnet in place. Now I'm going to take the other two magnets, put them down right there, add some glue, take this piece, I'm going to stand it up, to fold it over like that, and then I'll just press down to get my magnet impression. And there's one, and there's one. So now I'll just take the magnet and we'll place it in the glue. We'll take this one and we'll place it in the glue. I'm going to cut a piece of scrap at 3.5 by 8 on the 3.5 inch side. Let's go ahead and score at 1. So now we'll just take some glue, put our glue on like this. I'm going to take this piece, put it right there. It will cover my magnets. Let's go ahead and get that nice and stuck. Then I'll take my glue, place my glue here, fold over, and get that nice and stuck. So now we can take it and fold it so that the magnet catches. I'm not going to remove that washi just yet because the glue needs a chance to dry to hold the magnets in place. But now we can open this and we can put our little note sheets inside. Close it. And then I have these little pieces of ephemera. This one again says beautiful. I like it, so I'm going to use it again. So I am just taking some glue. You can run small pieces like this through your Xyron if you have one. it'll turn it into a sticker. But I am just going to place some glue. And now we'll take this piece and we're going to put it down because it is beautiful. So let's put that right there, like that. And so then I have this beautiful little ballerina. I think I'm going to stick her on this one. So I'm just going to take some glue, put some glue on. We're going to take our sweet little ballerina and put her right there. And then on the inside, I'm just going to take a bow. It's a paper bow. And we're going to put that bow right here. Now you can decorate yours a whole lot more than I've decorated here. And so there, y'all, we have our second beautiful. And when I say beautiful, I mean beautiful box set. 8 by 7 by 1. Flip top, magnetic closure. Let's see if we can remove our tape. That didn't tear. Let's see this one. And nope, that did not lift up any of my paper. For that, I am very pleased. So I know some of you are thinking, I can't make it, but yes, you can. You just saw how easy it is, step by step, how easy it was to make this. It doesn't take much at all. So I hope that you have enjoyed this amazing, beautiful, beautiful project. If you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.